Porsche has always strived to get the most out of everything.
19 victories at Le Mans. The Porsche becomes Formula E World Champion.
On the racetrack. From components and materials and from every idea. Ferry Porsche recognized we should not use the limited resources we have on this planet in such a way that they are thrown away after use.
Every Porsche contains valuable materials, especially in its batteries. Whether fully electric or hybrid, when these have reached the end of life, a new story begins.
Okay, so as you have just seen, we made a great little movie concerning our circular economy strategy, but also the foundation of the circular economy principles, because they're actually deeply rooted into our company history. As you just seen, as Ferry Porsche already stated this, and we of course want to involve the idea of circular economy also in our sustainability strategy. And as mentioned here, we have a clear vision how sustainability should look like for Porsche, because of course our vehicles, they are valuable, they have valuable resources in them, and we want to use those vehicles as long as possible to really enable our customers to have the pleasure of driving every day along. But if our vehicle or also our components reach the end of life, we want, of course, to make sure that those resources are recycled and we can use them also for a new product. That's our vision. To comply with this vision, we started a pilot project together with cylib and also ionRoad, which I will talk a little bit more in detail in the next minutes. And I would like to share with you some of the major results we achieved in this project. Because we can proudly present today that we produced the first recycled battery, so the first automotive recycled battery with 100% recycling content in that, within this pilot project. And actually, I brought with me something, because I have this battery cell with me today. So that is one of the first battery cells, automotive battery cells, with 100% recycled lithium, nickel, manganese, cobalt within it. And we are currently in a testing phase to make sure that this product, this content, fits the same quality and also performance criteria we have for our normal products. But to produce this battery was a major step to work together with cylib and also with different partners to make this major step happen. So, as mentioned, we are currently not finished with the pilot project, but we have one major milestone achieved. But I would also like to give you some more detail how we did it and what was the process within this project. So, we started with the feedstock, because this battery and the recycled contents of those batteries are 100% sourced from Porsche. So we took end-of-life Porsche batteries from our Porsche centers, and we also took battery cell scrap, recycled those materials, and then produced a new battery out of it. So we have not only 100% recycling content for the battery active material, we also have 100% feedstock. Then with our partners, like cylib, we did the dismantling and also the recycling, and we produced the material to put those into the battery feedstock. At the moment, we are doing the cell tests, so we produce A/B test samples. We are currently testing those to make sure that our battery fits the same quality and performance standards as a battery with primary material. Then I would like to hand over to cylib, as mentioned a lot of you that, to get a little bit into detail about the process and also what it took to make this battery cell happen. Up to you, Niels.
Yes, thank you so much, Jonathan, for the introduction. My name is Niels Steinbrecher. I'm at cylib. And we had the chance to actually be challenged by Porsche to have that task, right? To take in their batteries and produce material which can go back to a battery cell. So the goal was really to first produce the first EV with a fully recycled battery with the right quality. So for us, the main quality is our material from our refining accepted at the cell producer level, right? And then obviously our challenge as a company is scaling a small pilot, right? We're a young company from 22. We develop a pilot line in 23 to really scale that to production level. So honestly saying, probably most of cylib has been working on that project to actually get this battery material produced. Because the first and the second time, or a few times, we were sharing the analysis and the results with the supply chain of Porsche, and they said, sorry, cylib, this is not good enough. So we had to redo it, and the time was running. So it was really quite a challenge to finally produce enough material from the small pilot line to be able to be enough for a battery. But long story short, we were really able to close that gap of quality and were accepted by the supplier of Porsche to have good enough material to be allowed in their cell production. So that was for us a big step to really prove that the full concept towards a battery-grade material is working, right? And the main product we have produced is lithium carbonate, again from NMC cells from Porsche. Maybe showing a little bit what is behind this process and how we do it and what is the core of cylib. So obviously, as Jonathan already mentioned, at the beginning you get the feedstock, you get the batteries, you do the dismantling, we also discharge the batteries. Then you get to a mechanical processing where you take the battery pretty much apart and come to a powder which includes the anode and cathode material called black mass. And in our process, because it's a optimized lithium graphite recovery process on the water-based, we actually have a thermal pretreatment, which mainly helps to two things: to get rid of the electrolytes, but also really helping the lithium to be receptive of our water-based process. So what you see here on the top is the NMC process, and when again we continue, we bring that material further to MHP, and MHP is a product which contains the nickel, the cobalt, and the manganese. In the future, we will also have an LFP hydromet, and that's probably a unique thing because a lot of people ask, what do you do with LFP in the market? So we not only do our core NMC process, but we also do NMC, but we also do LFP. Yeah, so we are quite a big company now. Well, we have been, as I said, founded in 22. We are over 100 people, pilot line in 23. We have been successfully collecting funding for this project, over 60 million in equity and over 90 million in public grants. We have now bought a big site, which I'll show on the next slide. And why we have this water-based process, you might ask. This is really a process designed for Europe to be efficient with low OPEX and sustainable as possible for the European environment, right? That means European regulation, European workforce, and all the other costs, including which have waste streams in running a recycling plant. So in our view, and we have external parties verifying that, we are 28% less capex than any other process in Europe. We obviously have our IP, we have ISO certification, and we are ready for the market of battery recycling. And the last slide, really to highlight, you see now the new plant we are building. This plant can actually eat 140,000 EVs, if you want to say. That's kind of 20,000 ton black mass, about 10,000 ton NMC black mass, 10,000 ton LFP black mass. It's strategically located in the chem park in Dormagen, which is the ex-Bayer site, which is very important for us because we are a young company and having a chem park makes a lot of sense for us. Again, we are cell agnostic, which not many are, which LFP and NMC. And again, also on the CO2 side, we are very successful. So thank you for listening. And with that, I give back to Jonathan. Danke.
Great. Thank you very much, Niels. So then, that was a pilot project. But a pilot project, of course, is a certain project on its own, but we want to put those ideas and also the results we had in the pilot project into a serial process. And therefore, I'm really happy to announce that we achieved one further milestone, because now we have a cooperation contract with cylib to recycle our end-of-life batteries from our Porsche centers and also benefit from the material which are produced and recycled from those batteries. So we have introduced a material account, and therefore we can feed this material account with our end-of-life batteries and make Porsche more resource resilient. That is one first milestone achieved in our overall idea to have a value creation network for our batteries. And what is a value creation network for our batteries? We just have a short illustration here on the right-hand side of the slide. The idea is that the things I just mentioned for the market Germany, we also want to bring into different markets across Europe. So we want to feed those batteries from the Porsche Center Paris, for example, to our recycling partners, to cylib, to partners where we can assure that they can deliver the quality of recycling content we need for our future battery generations. To make sure that we can deliver a battery with the same performance, the same quality attributes as our customers are already known to, but in a more sustainable way, and for Porsche in a way where we can increase our resource resilience and even have a profit out of this, because it's a positive business case. So, how do we achieve this long run goal to have an overarching network across Europe to steer all those batteries within a network to make sure that those batteries come to the right partners which can deliver the quality we need? And in this situation, ionRoad comes into place, because they help us to scale this network and to enable us to make this network happen. And there I want to hand over to ionRoad and Manfred.
Thank you, Jonathan. So my name is Manfred. I'm the co-founder and general manager for Europe at ionRoad. So as you have seen before, there's a huge network that Porsche plans for their ambition in the circular economy. And every really good working network needs someone who orchestrates this. And this is exactly the role of ionRoad. So what we do, we want to prevent the current chaos that is happening, so that information is spread across Excel sheets, emails, phone calls, whatever. And nobody has really the transparency where a battery is on its way to cylib. And also where another one needs to be picked up. So at the end, Jonathan at Porsche doesn't have any transparency and goes into troubles when it comes to compliance of proving what happened with batteries, where they are at the moment. So this is where we support, and how do we do that? So we have built up a platform, a multi-tenant platform that connects everyone at the OEM side, from sustainability, strategy, the R&D in Weissach, the service centers, of course, with all their employees there, and production as well, the local importers like Porsche Germany, with all the relevant parties on the other side to pick up the batteries from a logistics provider at the service center, bring it to recyclers like cylib, or even integrate further companies for a second life, for reuse, and what else is coming in the future. This is exactly what ionRoad with its platform TraceTrack was built for, and this is the purpose to support Jonathan and Porsche with their ambition. But it's not just for batteries. This is how we started. Our vision is to provide this to every component and every kind of material, and so to every company out there who needs to recycle some components and materials. We are live since a couple of days now at 6 Porsche dealerships in the first pilot phase. So we want to have first hand feedback from the Porsche dealers. We want to further extend our product until end of the year before we roll it out and then automate the workflows as best as possible, and then hopefully to scale to not just other regions and other companies, but also to other components and materials. And if you're curious to see how it works and what are the benefits, I'm happy to give you a demo at my booth. Thank you so much.
Great, thank you. Thank you, and also come to our booth. See you there. Thank you.